ठीक है. Now the question number 1 over here says that a fair die is thrown 2 times. We have to find the chance that the product of the numbers on the upper face is 12. Now when I know that the fair die is thrown for 2 times, my sample space n of s will be consisting of 36 outcomes like we have written in the first lecture. So when we are solving our examples as of now, you won't be required to write the entire sample space once again, guys. But when you are writing this or solving these kind of questions in your exam, make sure to write entire sample space and then proceed with the answer. So for now, I'll open the sample space that we had written in the first part. Yes, so it's right there in front of you. The sample space 1 1 1 2 up till 6 6, and we have written that n of s is 36. So what is the first problem that is asking us? We are asked the product of numbers on the upper face is equal to 12. So now over here I have to search for those outcomes whose product comes out to be equal to 12. So let us see. I can say over here that the product will be 12 if I consider the outcome 3, 4, or if I consider the outcome 4, 3. If I consider the outcome 2, 6, or if I take the outcome 6, 2, still the product has to be equal to 12. So I can understand that there are 4 outcomes which are satisfying this condition. So when we write the event, we will be writing these 4 outcomes in the event A. As I told you, the sample space is 1, 1 till 6, 6. All these needs to be written. And n of s is equal to 36. The first part, it is asking us probability of event that product of numbers on upper face is 12. So in this case, the events that we will be writing, as I told you, 2, 6, 3, 4, 4, 3, and 6, 2. Therefore, n of a is 4, and p of a over here comes out to be equal to 4 upon 36. On solving, it will give us 1 upon 9. The P event, sum of the numbers on the upper face is 10. So the possible outcomes that will be satisfying over here, they are 4, 6, 5, 5, and 6, 4. So there are 3 possible outcomes which are satisfying this condition, and therefore I will consider my event B to be satisfied by these 3 elements. We will say over here that let B denote the event that sum of numbers on the 2 dice is equal to. So the outcomes that event B will be consisting will be 5, 5, 4, 6, and 6, 4. Therefore, your NB value is equal to 3. This is 3 by 36, or you can also tell it as 1 upon 12. Okay. In the third case, I require the sum of the numbers on the upper four faces at least 12. Now what is at least 12? At least 12 means, not 12, sorry, at least 10. So I require the total of minimum 10. When I say minimum 10, so it can be 10 or more. So what are the possibilities? It can be either 10, or the sum can be 11, or the sum can also be 12. So let us understand what are the possible outcomes which are satisfying these conditions, that you are getting the sum of 10 or 11 or 12. 4, 6, 5, 5 and 6, 4, they give a sum of 10. Other than this, I also have to consider 6, 5 and 5, 6 because it gives a sum of 11, as well as 6, 6 because it gives a sum of 12. So when we are writing our solution, we will say over here C. Let C denote event that sum of numbers on the upper face of two dice is at least 10. So the outcomes that will come over here, all the both three outcomes that we have written, 5, 5, 4, 6 and 6, 4, because it gives a sum of 10. For 11, the outcomes will be 5, 6 and 6, 5. Whereas for 12, there is only one possibility, 6, 6. So I can see that there are 6 outcomes, and therefore probability of C will be equal to 6 upon 36, which you can write it as 1 over 6. Okay. Then the next part, or the D part, it says the sum of the numbers on the upper face is 4. The sum is required to be just 4, so it's very easy, guys. I'll consider over here event D. Let D denote the event that sum of numbers on upper face is 4. So what are the possible outcomes that we can get over here? If I want a sum of 4, I can take a value of 1 and 3. I can take the values 2 and 2, as well as I can take the values 3 and 1. So there are 3 possible outcomes that I can see over here. So n of D comes out to be equal to 3, and therefore P of D comes out to be 3 by 36, which is just 1 by 12. A very easy one. In the E case, the first row gives an odd number and the second row gives a multiple of 3. We require the first row to be an odd number and the second row to be a multiple of 3. So what are the possible outcomes over here? Let us understand. In the first row, if I want the odd number, so what do we consider in this case? I require 1 in the first place, or I require 3 in the first place, or I require 5 in the first place. So it will be elements from these rows. Whereas if I require the multiple of 3 in the second place, so I have to observe the second column over here, or the second element from each set. So here it is 1 comma 1. So obviously 1 is not a multiple of 3. In 1 comma 2, I can again say that 2 is also not a multiple of 3. But yes, I can see this element 1 comma 3, which is satisfying the condition that the first number is odd and the second number over there is also a multiple of 3. 1 comma 4 is not getting satisfied because 4 is not a multiple of 3. 1 5 is not satisfied again because 5 is not a multiple of 3, but 1 6 is satisfied because 6 is a multiple of 3. If I observe the third row, 3 1 and 3 2 will not be used because 1 and 2 are not multiples of 3. But yes, 3 3 can be applied because the first 3 is an odd number and the second 3 can be used or considered as a multiple of 3. The same thing goes for 3 4 and 3 5. They cannot be applied because 4 and 5 are not the multiples of 3. Whereas 3 6, the first number 3 represents odd number, the second number 6 represents a multiple of 3. The last thing that goes in the row number 5, I have to use the elements 5 3 and 5 6. I cannot consider the row 6 because all the elements in the 6th row, they are having the first element as 6, which is an even number. Therefore, I am not considering the second row, the 4th row or the 6th row. We require the first number to be odd number. Therefore, I am considering first, third and the 5th rows. Okay. Let us consider E. Let E denote event that first number shows odd number and second is a multiple of 3. So as we discussed, the outcomes in the event E 1 comma 3, 1 comma 6, 3 comma 3, 3 comma 6, 5 comma 3 and 5 comma 6. Therefore, it is clear that there are 6 outcomes in this case. So I can say that P of E comes out to be equal to 6 upon 36, which you can obviously write it as 1 by 6. Now let us see the F event. It says that both the time die shows the same number, which is also called as a doublet. Now it's the simplest one over here. When it shows the same number, so it will be either 1 1 or 2 2 or it will be 3 3 or it will go up till the last number 6 6. So you can obviously identify over here that there have to be 6 outcomes. So let us write this fatafat. F I will consider. Let F denote the event that the result obtained is a doublet so in that case F will have the outcomes 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, 4 4, 5 5 and 6 6. Therefore NF is 6 and hence PF is 1 by 6. So in a pack of cards, guys, we have 4 suits. I'll just draw in rough. Something like this. Okay. So these are the four suits that we have. The first one is called as spade. The second one is called as the club. The third one, obviously, you know, it is called as the heart. And the last one that we have is the diamond card. Okay. Over here, these both are black in color. These both are red in color. Each of them, they have 13 spade cards, 13 club cards, 13 heart cards and 13 diamond cards. So in all, there are 26 black cards and 26 red cards. Therefore, if I take the total, I will have over here, total comes out to be equal to 52 cards in a pack of playing cards. Now in these 52 cards, there is furthermore description that is required. The face cards are king, queen and jack. That is one in each suit, two in each suit in fact. So two kings of the red color, two kings of the black color, one heart, one diamond, one club and one spade. So there are four kings, there are four queens in the same way and the four jacks. Therefore in all there are 12 face cards. When you talk about aces, it's just a, one in each suit. So there are four ace cards. When you talk about the number cards, it is from 2 to 10. So in all, each of them they are having 2 of spade, 2 of club, 2 of heart, 2 of diamond. In the same way goes for 3, 4, 5, 6 up till 10. So there are totally 36 number cards. So if you add all these 36 and 4, that will give you 40. 40 and 12, that will again give you 52 cards in total, as we had seen in the above case. So this is the breakup of the entire pack of playing cards. So based on these different questions, different conditions are asked to us in our various questions. So with the help of this, we will be able to solve our all questions which are based on the pack of cards. Okay. So the question number 2 over here says that two cards are drawn from a pack of 52 cards. Find the probability that both are black. Okay. Now guys, over here it is telling us we have to select two cards from a pack of 52 cards. Whenever we have to do a selection, we have to apply the condition of permutation and combination, because combination is something that will help us in doing the selection. In case, if you remember from your combination chapter, it says that number of ways of selecting R objects out of n is equal to NCR. Now in our example, we have to select two cards out of 52. So this becomes 52C2. So this 52C2 becomes your value of n of s. So let us understand how we can systematically represent our value of n of s with the help of the statements. So I will say over here that any two cards out of 52 can be selected in 52C2 ways. Therefore guys, your n of s over there comes out to be equal to 52c2, which is ultimately equal to 52 divided by, in fact you can write the formula 52 factorial divided by 50 factorial into 2 factorial. Now in order to solve this, I will write over here divided by 50 factorial. I just cancelled it off directly. I get over here 2 into 1 for 2 factorial. Now this becomes 2 into 1 and 2 into 26. So I will get this is equal to 26 into 51. Just keep it as it is. Do not multiply this, because when we are solving our probability, it is always n of a upon n of s. So some element of n of a will get cancelled off with either 26 or 51. So the calculation will become a little bit simpler when we are doing the cancellation and calculation. So leave it, and then further in the when we are solving our probabilities, we will see if something gets cancelled, we will do that. If nothing gets cancelled, then we can even multiply at that time also. Okay, so the first case, it's telling us A is the event that both are black. So what do we get in this? I consider my event A saying that let A denote the event that both the cards are black cards. So now guys, we know that there are 26 black cards as we had seen some time back. So I can say n of A is equal to number of ways of selecting two cards out of 26. So I can say that n of A is equal to 26c2. There's a shortcut to solve this. We don't need to apply this formula each and every time. I can directly say over here the denominator 2 into 1 and the numerator 26 multiplied by 25. So I can do this calculation or cancellation over here. This will come out to be equal to 13. So this becomes 13 into 25. Now when I want to calculate my P of A, I will say over here 13 into 25 divided by n of s, which is 26 multiplied by 51. So again over here, these both numbers will get cancelled off. So I get 25 upon 2 into 51. On solving that, I get over here, this is 25 upon 0.02. So that becomes my required probability. We don't need to sit and do the division. We can leave it in the fractional form. The only thing that I need to take care is the probability value that we are getting has to be definitely lesser than 1. Am I clear to all of you guys with the first one? Now the B part. It says that both are diamond cards. Now when I want both the diamond cards, we know that there are 13 diamond cards. So let us define over here B denote event that both cards are diamonds. So I will get over here n of B is number of ways in which two diamond cards can be drawn or selected out of 13. So I will get over here n of B comes out to be equal to 13c2. So on solving this, it will be 13 into 12 divided by 2 into 1, giving me 13 into 6. Let me leave it as it is, and then I will decide whether what elements are getting cancelled off. So P of B is equal to NB upon NS. NS is fixed, 26 into 51. So when we do the cancellations, these both will go away, 1 and 2. 2 into 1, 2 into 3, 3 into 1 and 3 into 17. So guys, I get a very easy answer, 1 upon 17. The C part, it is asking us that both are ace cards. We know that there are totally 4 ace cards. So I define C denote the event that both cards are ace cards. N of C is equal to 4C2, because 4C2 is the number of ways of selecting 2 cards out of 4. So this becomes 4 into 3 upon 2 into 1. Let us just write it as 2 into 3. Therefore, P of C will come out to be equal to 2 into 3 divided by 26 into 51. So when we do the cancellation, this will become 13. This will become 17. So just multiply the values over here. This is 1 upon 221. Okay. Now D is for the face cards, so it's quite similar one. Let's do it. Let D denote event that both the cards are the face cards. So N of D is number of ways in which 2 face cards are drawn out of 12. Therefore, N of D will be 12C2, which is 12 into 11 upon 2 into 1, which can be taken as 6 into 11. Therefore, P of D will become 6 into 11 upon 26 multiplied by 51. So in this case, this will get cancelled with 2, giving me 3 and 13. Now this will go with 17. So ultimately I will get over here 11 upon 13 into 17. As we saw in the above case, that was 221. So 11 divided by 221 comes out to be the answer. When it says that 1 is a spade card, so I have to select one card out of 13 cards, which are the spade cards that you have. When I say other is a non-spade, so if other is a non-spade, so it can be either a club card, or it can be a heart card, or it can be a diamond card. So there are 13, 13 and 13. So it means that there are 39 non-spade cards, out of which I have to select only one another card. So how do we represent this solution? Let us understand that. So I consider over here that let D denote event that one card is spade and another is the non-spade. So over here, when I want to find n of D, I have to write some statements. I have to say any one spade card can be drawn out of 13 in 13C1 ways. There are 39 non-spade cards, out of which one card can be drawn or selected in 39C1 ways. So now see guys, I am selecting one card is a spade in 13C1 ways. Another is non-spade, so I am selecting that in 39C1 ways. I have and in between the two conditions or in between the two events. Whenever you come across the word and in between the two events, it is always representing multiplication of the two numbers. Therefore guys, when I am writing my n of D, I will write over here 13C1 multiplied by 39C1. 13C1 comes out to be equal to 13 and 39C1 comes out to be equal to 39. In general, if you want, you can say that for any value of n, nC1 is always equal to n. So this is always applicable for any another value of n also. So you don't have to sit and think always, if I have 25C1, what is the value? If I have 29C1, what is the value? It will always be the value of n. 25C1 is 25, 35C1 is 35, 90C1 is 90, 3C1 is 3. Always like that. Okay. So now when I have the value of n of D, I can get the value of P of D by writing it as 13 into 39. N of S we had seen it was 26 into 51. So let us see what all things are getting cancelled off. 13 into 1, 13 into 2. 39 and 17 that can be cancelled with 3. So I get over here 13 and 17. Nothing else is getting cancelled off. So I will get over here the numerical value 13 upon 34 as my answer. Okay. F. It says that both are from the same suit. Now what does that mean? We are seeing that there are 4 suits: spade, club, heart and diamond. So it can be 2 from the spade, or it can be 2 from the club, or it can be 2 from the heart, or it can be 2 from the diamond. So what happens over here is I can select any one of the 4 suits and then I can select 2 cards out of it. That is one way. Otherwise I can say that I am selecting 2 from the spade, or 2 from the club, or 2 from the heart, or 2 from the diamond, and because it is OR, so I have to add it again and again. But then the second method will become very lengthy because I will have to write 5 to 7 statements, and then with the help of those I have to add them and then give the final answer. Instead of that, the shortcut idea will be to select any one of the 4 suits. Any one out of 4. This can be selected in how many ways? In just 4C1 ways. I can either select the spade or the club or the heart or the diamond in 4C1 ways, which is going to be equal to 4. Obviously, any one out of 4 can be selected in 4 ways only. You all might be knowing that. Now, once any one of the 4 suits are selected, उसके बाद any 2 cards can be drawn out of that suit. Now in that suit there are 13 cards. Each suit is having 13 cards that we have seen in the very beginning. Therefore, any 2 cards out of the 13 can be selected in 13C2 ways. So we just have to multiply these both numbers. 4 into 13C2. Now why am I multiplying? I will explain that to you when I am writing the solution. Let us write the solution now. Chalo. Both are from the same suit. I will write over here event E. Let E denote event that both cards are drawn from the same suit. So I will say over here any one out of 4 suits should be selected first. This can be done in 4C1 ways, which is equal to 4 ways. Then the selected suit has 13 cards, out of which any 2 can be selected this can be done in 13C2 ways. Now, in order to get the required value of n of E, I told you that I have to multiply 4 and 13C2 for the simple reason that first I have to select one of the suits and then I have to select 2 cards out of the 13 cards. As I told you in the beginning, and always indicates multiplication of number of possibilities. Therefore guys, I am multiplying these possible values 4 and 13C2. So when I solve this 13C2, I will get over here 13 into 12 upon 2 into 1. This will get cancelled off. I will get over here 4 into 13 into 6. As I told you, do not cancel off. We will try to reduce it with n of s. So P of E over here comes out to be equal to 26 multiplied by 51. So cancellation over here. This gets cancelled. It becomes 3. This becomes 13. 13, 13 go away. This becomes 1. This becomes 17. And therefore I get it is 4 upon 17 as my required answer. Now the G part over there says that both are of the same denomination. Now what does it mean by the same denomination? As I told you in the beginning when we were discussing the cars, I told that the denominations are king, queen, jack, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 and the ace. So there are totally 13 denominations that we are having. Out of these 13 denominations, we have to select one of the denominations, and then out of the 4 suits, any 2 suits can be selected, because each suit is having one denomination of the number. Matlab, the spade will have 2 ones, the heart will have 2 ones, the diamond will be having 2, as well as the club will also be having 2. So any 2 out of those denominations out of 4 can be then selected. So any one out of the 13 denominations can be selected in 13C1 ways, and then any 2 suits out of the 4 can be selected in 4C2 ways. So because we say AND, it means that I have to multiply these 2 cases or these 2 values. I will consider over here that let F denote event that both the cards are of same denomination. Now I can say over here we have 13 denominations in all, of which one has to be selected first. This can be done in 13C1 ways. Then that denomination has 4 cards. I can write in bracket 1 in each suit. Out of which 2 have to be selected This can be done in 4C2 ways. Therefore, guys, your n of f will be equal to 13C1 into 4C2, which is 13 multiplied by 4C2 is going to be equal to 6 if you solve that calculation. So P of f is equal to divided by 26 into 51. So once again 39 and 26 will get cancelled off. 2 into 1, 2 into 3, 3 into 1, 3 into 17. So the answer comes out to be equal to 1 upon 17.